Good evening, race fans, and welcome to race number 7 here of season number 3 for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour here on another wonderful Thursday night. Tonight they take on the Tricky Triangle of Pocono. It's going to be interesting to see how these, not only these cars handle it, but these drivers as well out here on track here in practice. Still got about a little over 6 minutes here left to go. Right now sitting in the top spot, we got that 77 machine there, William Rucker. up there into the top spot. In P2, we got Andy Frazier there with a 41.575. Third spot, we got that 71 of David Cook Jr. with a 41.587. Aaron Hobart there in fourth with a 41.954. And rounding out your top five here in practice is William Swenson there with a 41.637. We'll see how those times translate over into qualifying, as they will get down to that here in just a little over 5 minutes. But before they go ahead and do that, let's get an update here on the standings coming into tonight, as well as hold on a second, guys. I forgot to turn something on here. And then we will get the updated points here. That is going to go ahead and update. I forgot to have Trading Paints open. Thought I had everything ready to go, but I did not. So I do apologize for that little hiccup. So over here, get those paints refreshed here for everybody. All right, let's go ahead here and get to updated standings and points here coming into tonight. Right. All right, and those thrown up here. Coming into tonight there, see there that 20 of Edson Santos still in that top spot there. Come on. Where did it go? I just had it. There it is. All right. So Santos there with 155 points. Daniel there in second in that 23 machine with a 153. Only 2 points back from Edson. William Rucker there in third with 135. 1 point back in fourth. Lance Anthony in that 52 machine with 134. David Cook there in fifth with 125. Daniel Perina there in sixth with 110. Brian Edwards seventh with 105. Bobby Flowers there in eighth, 100 points. Felix Wetzel there in ninth, 93, as well as Travis Rucker there with 93 points. And Blake Carter. So 9th through 11th are all tied. Back in 12th, we got Joshua Osborne with 92, with one point back, 91 points. Rick Raven there in 13th. In 14th, we got Pacey Budget there with 81 points. In 15th, Garrett Hagan with 78. Scott Watson with 74 points in the 16th spot. Andrew Fay there in 17th with 73, as well as Mathis Florento with 73, 17th and 18th. In 19th, we got Aaron Hobart there with 54 with 49 points. We got Alex Offenbach there with in 20th. In 21st, we got Kiffin Simpson there with 48. In 22nd, CJ Harden with 40. Mattis Pocono with 36 points in 23rd. In 24th, Jordan Probst there with 33. With 32 points, we got Andrew Frazier in 25th. And then rounding out in 26th, we got R.C. Grove with 32 points. And that will conclude the individual standings coming into tonight's race. As far as the team points go ahead and throw those up here for you guys real quick. In that first spot, we got CRT Pulse Racing there with 368 points. In second, we got Black Gold Racing, or BGR, with 263 points. Cleaner Energy Racing, 256 points. Team Name Motorsports in 4th with 229. PBR Racing in 5th with 201. Gigabyte Racing back there in the 6th spot with 140. Team iCar with 125 back in 7th. In that 8th spot, we got Joshua Osborne Motorsports with 105. True North Racing in 9th with 64. Mr. Rogers Racing in 10th with 60 points. ARM, they're in the 11th spot with 58 points. Legacy Racing in 12th with 40. And then rounding out the team points coming into tonight's race, we have IRR Team Argentina with 36 points. Well, as they are getting ready to wrap up qualifying, we will go ahead here, step away real quick, play our national anthem. So don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back to catch the qualifying and then get them gridded. Alright, welcome back everybody, as qualifying is just underway here. Still haven't had any official times come in quite yet, but that will change here relatively quickly as we got William Rucker, Andrew Fay, Lance Anthony, David Cook Jr., David Cook Sr., Rick Raven, Brian Edwards, Baptist, Pasquale, yeah, that's Bobby Flowers there, William Swenson, Kayla Wetzel, Aaron Hobart. Edson's not out there on track, but right now, William Rucker in that top spot. Andrew Fay is in 3rd. Aaron Hobart there in that 2nd spot. David Cook Jr. there in that 71. Back here in the 5th spot. Actually, now he's down to 6th, but Brian Edwards up to that 4th spot. A 41.792. But right now, William is the guy to beat. 41.706 his first lap. A 41.809 his second lap. So slower on the second lap. Looks like the first lap is going to be where it's at here. As we got Lance Anthony going to complete his first lap. A 44.920 to put him up into the 9th spot. David Cook Sr. here in the 10th spot with a 44.944. Looks like we got Clabe coming out, Clabe Carter coming out here on track. Rick Raven still looking to lay down a lap here. And Kalex there, sitting on the front straightaway there. He is up to the 8th spot. Lance Anthony up to the 5th spot. Looks like we got Santos out here on track now. We got Daniel Renna out here on track. I'm screwing up his last name. Bobby up to the 9th spot. Edson, I missed him grabbing the top spot there, but Edson up to the pole position with a 41.642. Edson there. Rick Raven up to P2 with a 41.700 on the dot. Looks like I don't think he'll be able to lay down a qualifying time here. His qualifying is just getting ready to wrap up here. So that will conclude the qualifying session here tonight. So let's go ahead and get them ready for the grid here this evening. So starting on the pole here tonight, we got that 20 machine of Edson Santos, your points leader, coming into tonight with a 41.642. So congrats goes to Edson there grabbing the pole here. Daniel Perena there in that 34 grabbing P2 with a 41.658. In row number 2, we got the 1 there of Rick Raven with a 41.7 rolling off 3rd. On the outside of Rick in that 77, we got William Rucker rolling off in that P4 position. In row number 3, rolling off P5 here tonight, we got Aaron Hobart there in that 916. On the outside of Aaron, rolling off in that 6th position, we got the 28 of Andrew Fay. In row number 4, the 71 of David Cook Jr. is going to roll off 7th here tonight. Lance Anthony in that 52 is going to roll off 8th. In row number 5, Mattis in that 99 machine is going to roll off 9th. On the outside of him, rolling off P10 here this evening, Brian Edwards in that 3 machine. Row number 6, we got Clave Carter there in that 43 machine. He's going to start 11th here tonight. Kalex Wetzel there in the 2 is going to roll off P12. In row number 7, we got Bobby Bowers there in the 34, I should say, rolling off 13th. On the outside of him, rolling off P14 here tonight, William Swedson in that 14 machine. And in row number 8, rolling off P15 here this evening, David Cook Sr. in that 70 machine. A pretty good sized field for these guys here this evening, which should make for a lot of good racing here, especially early on the starts and if we have any restarts here this evening. Thank you all for tuning in here this evening. Big shout out to you guys tuning in each and every Thursday night that we put on a broadcast here for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Also, big shout out to the sponsors of the Crown Athletics Racing Tour for coming on board, supporting the league, supporting the drivers out here. Magnolia Laser, Crown Athletics. I know there's more I'm missing. But those are the 2 big ones that I know are with the league just about every single race, at least for the last 3 seasons. So thank you guys so much for your support. And thank you to the drivers coming out here and supporting the league here each and every Thursday night. Seeing it grow is saying something that, you know, they're doing a lot of things right over here. As we will get ready for that pace car to dive off to the safety of pit road. And it will be in Santos' hands. And we are underway here tonight at the Tricky Triangle for 90 laps here tonight. As we got some 3Y going. Well, we had 3Y going on. And now we're going through turn 1. Oh, almost contact there back here with Brian Edwards and company. No, that was ahead of Brian. That was Andrew Fay. So, like I said, these starts and restarts are going to be wild until they get some spacing going on. Now, they will be able to get the draft down the front straightaway as well as the back straightaway. That's something we're going to have to keep our eyes on here, as Rick is going to go ahead and lead himself the first lap here tonight. He's only got 89 more laps to go, as we do have a driver coming down pit road, Andy Frazier, with his nose pretty much ripped off of that machine. Get back up here to Lance Anthony in that 50. Ooh, contact there just about with the 9 of David Cook and the 07 of Joshua Osborne. Oh, once again, almost contact between those two. Go ahead and get back up here with William Rucker in that 77 machine. Right now, P3, but Rick keeping that streak alive. Second lap led here. He's still got Edson there wanting to claim a lap here tonight, but he's got some stiff competition there with that one of Rick Raven. He is not going to let him have it easily. That's pretty much what this race is going to be about here. You know, managing your runs when you get them, how you're going to be able to take advantage of them. Especially down that long front straightaway and that long back straightaway. Got the 65 here. Raphael. Actually had 19 drivers start, but it only gridded 15. Probably because the other ones did not qualify. That's the only thing I can think of. Which is weird it would do that. But Rick and Edson still going at it. We have a caution here this evening. And it is with William Swenson. So let's go ahead and take a look back here to see if we could find out what happened here to William. Who it actually happened in front of them. I can. Oh, I think it was. Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, so it started way back here. Who was that? Was that Andy? No. Trying to see who that was. It came up onto Lance. But Lance, ooh, threw him up into the wall, and then it just collected. Oh, man. Well, fortunately, they get fast repairs here. They have one. So, obviously, Lance, Billy Smith, who has no nose, he's going to use one, and Kalex, who lost a wheel, nose, wing. He's going to use one as well. I don't think anyone, no one made pit stops here this time around. Would not expect, well, other than the ones coming down and use their fast repairs. I think Osborne, he's just coming down to top off. Possibly change tires just to get on a different schedule. As these pace laps are very long here at Pocono. Which is one thing I did not get to do here is the track info. 2.5 miles here at the Tricky Triangle. 3 turns. What turn for? City Long Pond in good old Pennsylvania. And for the weather report here at Pocono, you got the air temp right around 67 degrees. Winds coming out of the west right around 14-15 miles an hour. No fog. Humidity very low here today at 1%. And partly cloudy out there. I think it's more sun than clouds here. You know, I haven't got a good look at the sky. I haven't seen a cloud. It looked more hazy to me. Here's your top 5 as of right now. Santos, Raven, Rucker, Daniel Briera, however you say his last name. He's Australian, I do believe. And Andrew Fay. They're rounding out your top 5. They should be getting a 1 to go here next time by. Oh, this time by. Okay, so they got the 1 to go. They're down the back straightaway. They'll be going green here this time. All right. Let's go ahead and get them back underway. Wait for that pace car to dive off to that safety of pit road. And Edson, go ahead and get us back underway. We are back green flag here this evening. See there, those drivers 11th on back made pit stop here this evening so far. Oh, we got moves being made back here with Aaron and company. Get that driver along up there for you guys. A lot of moving around going on back here. If something's gonna happen, it's probably gonna be right here. It looks like Andrew was able to get away for now anyway. Aaron will be able to overtake him. And Brian Edwards is looking to overtake both of them. Back here to the 99 doing battle there. Like I said, these cars, there's battles all over the track. You almost need 19 different computers to keep up with all the action going on, do side by side by side by side by side. Then you need 19 different iRacing accounts to do it all. Not to mention the bandwidth it would take to do all that. But we still got Santos and Raven 1-2. William Rucker P3, Daniel in that 34 P4, Aaron Bart there P5, Andrew Fay P6, Brian Edwards right now P6, but he just overtook that 65 for Raphael. I think I'm saying that right. Joshua Osborne there in the 9th spot. David Cook Jr. P10. These are top 10 here. Early on, we only completed 11 laps here of 90, so we still got 89 laps to go. You know, there's single file, but there's also moves being made. Set them up for turn 2 here. As looks like, yeah, he was able to do a twofer there. Here comes Andrew trying to make a move there on Aaron. Aaron's going to have the third line coming out of 3 down the front straightaway. I'm surprised I haven't seen, you know, the lead car do any snaking like they do in real life. Yet, anyway. Usually they try to do that in these cars just to do something to break up the draft, or try to break up the draft. Doesn't work too well with the NASCAR vehicles, but you know, with the Indy style, for whatever reason, I don't know, it's like a placebo effect or whatever, but it seems to be a little bit more effective. Rick is now back in P1. You see there, Edson using more of that high line down through turn 1 and 2 to get a run down the back straightaway. He's going to have that position back in turn number 2, but look for Rick. No crossover there from Rick. Matter of fact, William Rucker is going to make a move there on Rick now. Going through turn number 3, ain't going to have the move, but Rick is going to have the momentum down the front straightaway. He's going to make the move to the inside, but not enough to lead that lap. However, he now has the lead going into turn number 1. The question is for how long. As you can see there, Edson's going to run the high side. Coming down through the back straightaway, he's going to get a run there. Is it going to be enough to make a move? Yep. Make a move on him, going down into turn number 2, clean pass, and then they're going to go ahead and repeat coming out of turn number 3. In turn number 3 down the front straightaway, here goes Rick making a move. Not enough to lead the lap, but he's going to have the position in P1. So, just based on that information there, the last few laps, I do not want the lead out of turn 1 on the last lap. I will lose the race. If I'm leading the race going into turn 1, I'm going to lose. Back here with the 71 of David Cook Jr. Battle there with that 2 machine of Kalex here. It's a battle for the, well, now battle for the 9th position there between the two. Usually I have the stream going up in the background so I can keep up with chat. Unfortunately, my battery is almost dead, so I am not doing that here tonight. Oh, we got a smoker there. That is the 28, Andrew Fay. Looks like he's still got his RPMs. Not entirely sure what happened there to Andrew. Maybe he just lost it. Now we have a caution. Go ahead and take a look back here and see if we catch what happened here. Ooh, there it is right there. Bobby. What happened, Bobby? Coming out of turn number 1. Ooh, netcode. Hard hitting the inside wall. Unfortunately, it collected. William as well. Unfortunately, oh no, William's night will be over. He already used a fast repair here already tonight. As you can see there, Bobby, no front end whatsoever left on that machine. Go ahead and get a camera up on that if we can before his fast repair takes effect. We've got one front wheel. That is it. I would expect possibly these guys coming down pit road here. Maybe. Yes. Edson's down pit road. Rick is down pit road. Daniel's down. William. Joshua is going to go ahead and stay out. William Rucker is down pit road. Raphael down pit road. Brian Edwards. David Cook. Kalex is staying out. Looks like we do have a few drivers staying out here. Mathis there staying out. Andy Frazier staying out. Aaron on pit road. Wait. Excuse me. Your top 4 have stayed out here. Everybody else came down pit road. We'll see how this is going to play a factor now. Everybody, well, not everybody, but got 4 drivers on a different strategy than everybody else. And a lot of times it works, and when it doesn't work, it's a big failure. You find out relatively quickly on if it's a good move or a bad move. As your new leader now is that 07 of Joshua Osborne. so far here. If you're just tuning in, we're under our second caution here. 4 lead changes. Fastest lap of the race is a 41.691. That was set by that 34 machine of David Pereira here in that 7th position. Pace car lights are now off. Got it. Itch on my foot, folks. I don't know if you ever had one of those irritating itches on your feet. Just won't go away. And just the top where my shoe's been rubbing against my foot all day. I love those good old work shoes rubbing up on your top of your toe, giving you a good old little rough spot there. Osborne's going to go ahead and get us back underway here on the second restart here tonight of the young race. Only 21 laps of 90 completed here. Once we take the green flag, and green flag is back out. We are back underway here tonight at the Tricky Triangle for the Crown Athletics Racing Tour Season 3. Not paying attention, but I'm doing other stuff here in the background as well, folks. I do apologize if I'm being a little quiet here. Oh, we just caught that live. Big hard hit there. We will go ahead and see if that was initiated by netcode or no, it was not. We will go to a chase view here. Yeah, and it just looks like Josh wanted an earlier entry to the turn, it looks like. And they were not going to have any part of that. That is unfortunate to see that, especially up front, but fortunate for everybody else, it was only those two involved. William, I'm sure, is getting tow here to pit road, or if not already on pit road. As Kalex, his night is going to be over with here. He's already used the fast repair. Osborne's on pit road with no right end. He gets that tow complete. He will get back out there onto the track. Crown Athletics Racing Tour here at the Pocono Raceway here in Long Pond, USA. Gotta remember that is down there. I gotta start using that more often. As we should be getting the one to go here next time by. Once again, I do appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight over here on Extreme Racing TV for the third season of the Crown Athletics Racing Tour. Race number 7 here this evening. I said, still got a long way to go here. We have 24 laps completed. We're on lap 25 right now. Still a long way to go. Anything can happen. As we've seen, we've had wrecks in the front, wrecks in the back, wrecks in the middle. You've had the chaos ensue all over the place here so far. We still got a long way to go. As Rick is starting to have a little blinky going on his end there. Should have checked to make sure the sounds of the cars were coming through. I know I had a race earlier this season where it did not come out too well. Yeah, I also have to stop hitting my mic. That would help too. I gotta move that mic. There we go. That should be a little bit better as far as me no longer hitting it. As we are back underway here at the Tricky Triangle for the third season. Race number 7 of the Crown Athletics Racing Tour, the Indy Series, here tonight over here on Extreme Racing TV. Thank you guys once again for tuning in here tonight. Ooh. As I just bounced my knee off the table. We got another caution here. It looks like Clade Carter is involved in this one. We will go ahead and see what happened to Clade. Got to go to a different angle here. Ooh, yep. Looks like somebody was slow in front of him. Had nowhere to go. Boom. And around. Boom in the inside wall. That will bring out our fourth caution. of the night here tonight. I want to get on a person who's actually on the track. As now you can see it's more of a cloudy sky out there than anything. It's actually got a little bit of haze to it. It's probably from all the smoke. These guys have been laying down. Go ahead and get a little weather update here. And no fog in the area. Still winds out of the west right around 12, 13 miles an hour. Still 67 degrees out there. But yeah, 4 cautions here for a total so far of 9 laps, 6 lead changes. Race summary here. Rick Raven's your leader. We got 27 laps completed. Still got 63 to go. Like I said, still a long way. Still not even halfway through this race. We've already had 4 cautions for 10 laps. But a lot of that's just product of being close with one another on the starts and restarts and wanting to get everything you can get while you can get it before you get spread out. Rid of the race summary there, get that driver bar back up for everybody. Give you a little recap here of the top 5. Rick Raven in the first spot, the 99 of Mathis there in second, Edson Santos there in third, Danielle Priana there in fourth in that 34 machine, Aaron Hobart fifth in the 916, Raphael there in the 65-6, David Cook Jr. in that 71 7th, Andy Frazier in that 24 in P8. Bobby Flowers there in the 034, sitting P9. And then rounding out your top 10, William Rucker. You also got Lance Anthony in 11th, Blade Carter 12th, Brian Edwards 13th, Andrew Fay 14th, Joshua Osborne 15th, Billy Smith 16th, Kalex Wetzel there, still on pit road in 17th, but he is, like I said, already used his fast repair. Brad Adams and William Swenson have taken their cars behind the wall, so officially 17 drivers on the track, well, in the session, I should say. As it looks like we do have some takers coming down pit road here with Lance Anthony, William Rucker, Blade Carter, Billy Smith. No, Billy Smith didn't come down pit road. I think those are the only ones that came down pit road. You guys ever get that wind of exhaustion hitting you all at one time? For some reason this week, it's like once it hits a certain time, Like a brick hits me across the back of my head, and all I want to do is go to sleep. But we're gonna fight through that. We're not gonna let that win. Maybe I'm just deprived of oxygen in my brain cells, or the one that's left up there. As the pace car is off, Rick is back in control on this restart. We are back underway here tonight. And it looks like, well, they're still weaving and bobbing back there. This is with Andrew Fay. Those guys racing real hard, which, I mean, you like to see that. Just, it always scares me when I see him bobbing and weaving so quickly like that. We got Ooh, I think Osborne might have brushed the wall there a little bit. If not, he was awfully close to that thing. Brian Edwards here about to lose a spot there to Andrew Fay. And don't look back, but here comes Andy Frazier. He's looking to take over a spot as well. Ain't going to be able to have it here through turn 3. Ooh, man. Awfully close, these guys, to that wall. Got Joshua Osborne. Ooh, what happened to him? Let's go ahead and take a look back real quick. No caution came out for this. Ooh, go ahead and take a look back here. See if it was just a self spin or if he had some help. Oh, nope. It was his, yep. And Osborne has already used a fast repair. That would be the end of his night as well, unfortunately. I knew somebody was going to kiss that wall. Just a matter of time the way they were racing. We got Rick, Mathis, and Edson here. 1, 2, 3. Pretty much put a blanket over those guys. As Edson's going to go ahead and dive out. He's going to go ahead and try to get a twofer here through turn number 2. Ain't gonna have it, got a little wiggly, but Mathis. Gave a little, oh wait, that's David Cook. Why did I think that was Edson? Oh, lordy lord. I was on the wrong driver, guys. As my wife is shouting right now. So if any foul language comes through the microphone, I do apologize for that. It was not me. It was my wife shouting watching the Cavs game. Rick is still, he's got about a 0.2 of a second lead there over David Cook. You got Santos here trying to hold off Mathis and Aaron. You got a little bit of a gap here. About 0.7 of a second back to Daniel. Brian Edwards. We got battle here. William Rucker. Andy Frazier's in company here. Yeah, itchy feet. People keep hitting the wall. I hear it on my headphones. I don't know where it's coming from. I should have made a little tab here to see as far as drivers who have led the drivers who have led the most laps, at least the top 5 or what. Oh, we caught that live. Oh man, go ahead. Ooh. And that started, it looked like netcode to a far chase. It went back a little. Yep, there's a gap there. You could almost see it at the same time that yeah, there was contact. I mean, it wasn't contact visually, but iRacing deemed it was contact. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, well, that will bring out our 5th caution. While these drivers gather their thoughts here, what's going on here tonight, we're going to go ahead and step away. We'll still be here. Still going to be live, but we're going to go ahead and step away here real quick for a unofficial, no commercial break. All right, I am back, folks. I do apologize for that little break. Go ahead and check on the game real quick. Check on the wife, make sure she wasn't having a mental breakdown, which she's not. She's good. should be, if I get on the leader here of Edson here, yeah, we should get the green flag here this time around. And I tell you what, it doesn't say there's fog in the area, but it's foggy out there. Overcast. Doesn't say there's fog, but I'm telling you what, there's fog out there. The weather report is wrong. Real quick here, going through your top 5. Edson Santos, Andrew Fay, Andy Frazier, Lance Anthony, William Rucker, Rick Raven, David Cook Jr., Mathis, Aaron Hobart, and Daniel. Rounding out your top 10 here as the pace car is off, and we are back underway here this evening. That camera angle, awful. Back here with William Rucker here. He's doing battle there with Lance Anthony. Lance going to be able to hold him off, and here comes the one of Rick Raven. Ooh, almost contact. Ooh. Face of move there by the 77 of William. And it a lot of green and red showing up on my screen there through that turn number 3. Now, if I do recall, last season they did do a race here at Pocono, but it was the Legacy track, not the 2016 version, which those that don't know is just a little update, a little refresh on the track. As they did some repaving throughout the track here. Try to smooth out the bumps, especially in turn number 1. Get back here to that 43 acclaimed Carter. I haven't mentioned much about him other than the unfortunate incident he was involved in. But he is right here, P12. He is one spot back from where he started the race, but still got a long way to go. Anything can happen. As I alluded to, I mean, right now we got 3 drivers out of the race, so. Get up here to the 916 of Aaron doing battle with the 34 there, Daniel. Like I said, I mean, we could pretty much go wherever we want here. Battle for the lead. Rick once again gonna go ahead and take the lead away from Edson. But it ain't gonna last long. I do not believe so. Rick is going to go ahead and take the lead once again, back away. I mean, like I said, we can go ahead and just stay on this battle right here alone, but we got so many more going on. Here we got another battle with Aaron. William Rucker here doing battle. Andrew here. This is a battle for the third position here with David Cook Jr. and Andrew Fay. Looks like Andrew's able to... Oh, actually David Cook, I should say. Is able to make do for now. Because I missed the halfway point, but we are over halfway through the race now. As we are currently working on lap 48 here of 90. Oh, we missed it by 3 laps. Rick there getting battled there on the inside. Edson's going to go ahead and take it here going into turn number 1. Like I said, you don't want turn 1 to take the lead. You want turn 2 to take the lead. As Rick is going to go ahead and show you why. Down the back straightaway, going down into turn number 2. Well, as I say that, Edson's going to go ahead and prove me wrong. And he sure did. All right. Well, I'll throw my little monkey in the wrench right out the window. Now we got Gaggle here. We got Rick back up to the top. We were just about 3 wide, and then get back here to Bobby. See what's going on with Bobby. Ooh, basic move there by Bobby. No, that wasn't Bobby. Was it? It was Bobby. Yeah, we just go ahead and keep our eyes on pretty much anywhere we want to. I'm trying to keep focused on the race and also the timing screen to see where I want to go with the action. Looks like right now it's right here, right where we're at with the leaders. 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here. Almost pushing 3 wide. They want to do it. I'll tell you what, if you gave these guys an option on if they would want to be 3 wide throughout the entire race, knowing they weren't going to wreck each other, bump each other, this and that, or just single file through the entire race, boring, da 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 da, they were all choose 3 wide. Andy Frazier here on pit road with a black flag. He was involved in an incident. Oh, yeah. Never mind, I take that back. And he was also the one that's already used a fast repair. So you got to actually sit there and take all the damage repair that's required before iRacing would deem him fit to get back out there on the track. Edson back up top here, coming out of turn number 3. Gonna have that lap led, but here comes Rick Raven. Gonna dive right back down to the inside and take that lead back away from Edson. Oh, the Cavs lost by 2 with having no starters in other than Jared Allen. Oh, man. How are we ever going to survive as the Cleveland fan base? Obviously, guys, that's a joke. Those not in the basketball. Cavs did clinch the number 1 seed in the East for the entire playoff journey. That's why I made the joke we only lost by 2 and didn't play no starters. We did play one starter, Jared Allen. He didn't play that much, I don't believe. I watched most... Oh. Excuse me. I watched most of the first quarter and part of the second quarter before I got everything set up here for tonight's broadcast. Yeah, I mean, this is what we got going on right now. You know, you got some single file, but then all of a sudden, here comes William Rucker with the move down to the inside there over Andrew Fay. Back up here to Rick Raven here, sitting in the second position. But like I said, you know, they've been going back and forth here. Once again, why be any different this time around, right? Only been doing it all frickin' race, so let's keep doing what we're doing here. However, the problem Edson's going to have here, he's been out here 39 laps. As I say that, speak of the devil, here he is down pit road. 39 laps. He's going to come down and get that vehicle serviced. He should be good from here. Like, not even a question. Now the question becomes, how long do you as a leader stay out and wait for something to happen? Doesn't always happen, but it might. He's still possibly. Oh, thought we were gonna have 3 wide to return 1 for the lead. No, we're just gonna save it for the back. David Cook Jr. up to that P1 position. Looks like he saved his tires for the right time. Well, as I say that, here comes Rick down to the inside. He's going to go overtake that position right back from him. Thank you very much for keeping that seat warm briefly. So far, we got 5 drivers that have not used a fast repair left in the session. And we are 63 laps in. It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds here coming down to the latter part of the race. Keep trying to stay awake over here. Not because the race. Oh, we have more pit stops coming down. Here we go. Lance Anthony down pit road. We also have. Looks like. I don't know what's going on. Rick is. He just lost the lead to David Cook Jr. There's that. Like I was alluding to, it's not like I'm bored with tonight's race. It's actually been exciting. It's been fun. Quarter after 9. My body just wants to shut down. I think it has something to do with it still. The cold, dreary weather in frickin' Northeast Ohio is getting old. Excuse me. I think that's the major part of it, is being cooped up in the house for so many years. So many months locked up because it just been too cold to go outside to do anything other than snow blow snow. Go ahead and do that. We're completing lap 66 here of 90. Let's go ahead and give you a little race summary here real quick. We got 66 laps completed. Still got 24 laps to go. 18 lead changes and 5 cautions for a total of 13 laps. Your current leader right now is that one machine of Rick Raven. Here's your pit stops as they stand right now. Raven with a 582. Cook with an 862. Flowers there with a 817. Mathis there with a 793. Lance Anthony with a 842. Rucker there with an 892. Santos with a 937. Bay with an 845. Mart there with a 847. Got Rick on pit road here. David Cook Jr. He's now your leader. Mathis. Bobby. Oh, he made his pit stop. So we got two drivers who have yet to make their pit stop here. As David's coming down pit road as we speak. Mathis is going to go ahead and stay out, lead himself a lap. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, they do get a bonus point for leading a lap. I could be wrong, but I think that's how it works. Once the pit cycle is finished, Rick should have the lead. You got about a 2.5 second lead over Rick Raven right now. Like I said, that's right now. If I stand up, try to do standing position. I must have a little bit. Let me get back here to that 43 machine here. Put it part who was around that 916 of Eric. Mathis is now down pit road. So now that completes our pit cycle. And David Cook is 3 seconds back from our current race leader there of Rick Raven. As we are down 72 laps here. We've got 16 laps to go right now when it updates. Oh, cool. Rick is checked out of service here. Let's get back here to P2 here. Looks like Edson's going to overtake second for now. David Cook Jr., he wants that position back, and he's going to do everything in his power to go ahead and take it back. Down through turn one, he's going to have it. David Cook back up to second. And like I said, it's all boomerang. Here comes Edson down the back straightaway. Got through turn two and turn three. And we do have a caution. Oh, it might have been... Somebody throw a debris caution. I think somebody threw a debris caution. I do not see it. All right, folks. Well, one more commercial break. I'll be back. All right, I am back, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. Took a little bit longer than I expected it to. But, still got Rick in the top spot. Santos, P2. Cook Jr., P3. Lance Anthony, P4. And William Rucker, your top 5 here this evening. Should be getting a 1 to go here this time by. And then we will rack them up and release them once more here this evening. For those just tuning in, we have completed 77 laps here tonight. Down to 13 laps to go. 21 lead changes here. And 6 cautions for a total of 16 laps here. That's just for where we're at right now. They could go up. I hope not. And then as far as the track information goes, track temp right around 90 degrees. We got 3 turns here. What? You mean you need 4 turns to go around a track? No, you don't. And we're at Long Pond, USA over here in Pennsylvania. As far as the weather goes, it's overcast, humidity 1%, don't believe that. Fog 0%, don't believe that. Winds 15, 16 miles an hour from the northwest, and air temp still at 67 degrees. I think Rick is playing with the throttle to try to burn some fuel out of that machine. Or I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'm okay with that. Just my opinion. My educated guess or uneducated guess. I don't know how you want to look at it. All right, pace covers off. We are back underway here tonight for the third season of the Crown Athletics Racing Tour over here at the Tricky Triangle. And it's been tricky here tonight for these guys. Let's see if they can finish it out here under green. You see here comes Santos. Oh, wait, speaking of which, here comes Lance Anthony. Where did he come from? This guy just did a freaking Dale Earnhardt out of nowhere. He went from 5th all the way up to 1st in one turn. Oh, we got Edson there brushing the wall pretty good. Rick Raven's going to go ahead and be like, yeah, Lance, thank you for keeping my seat warm, but I'm going to go ahead and take that lead back now. Andrew Fay back here. This is P6. David Cook Jr., P4, in battle as well. Get back up here to the front because there's about to be a battle for the lead brewing. Here comes Edson on the outside of Lance in that 52. I think Edson's going to have probably the best preferred line coming out of turn number 3. Oh, he's going to go to the bottom, make it 3 wide down the front straightaway, going down into turn number 1. Edson's going to go ahead and take the lead away from Rick, but Rick's going to have it down the back straightaway. He's going to dive it down to the inside. It's just getting too foggy out there, folks. I can't see nothing. I mean, I can see it. Rick still in that top spot. Edson. I think we got mind games going on between these guys. I think they are teammates, by the way. I think. Nobody in here to find out. But I think they are. Ooh, that was a big whack-a-mole. Got Bobby here coming out pit road to serve his black flag meatball. For those that don't know what a meatball flag is, that's when you got too much damage and you have to come down and service your vehicle, or iRacing will disqualify you. And we're down to 16 laps to go here. Edson hold off Rick, or can Rick just lay back and overtake Edson on the final lap? He's not going to. Here comes that one of Rick Raven. Trying to kick this fucking. Oh. Do apologize for that. Trying to kick this dang tiredness that I'm having off and on. Yes, I did drop the negative word. I do apologize for that, folks. But it's out there. Nothing to do about it now, but move on from it. So, Travis and Jason do it all the time on it. Their YouTube, so one little slip up, but whatever. It's not rated for kids anyway, so I mean, if you got your kids out here watching, I don't know what to tell you. We're down to three to go here. And it looks like it's going to be a battle between Rick and Edson here. Going down into turn number 2. But you also can't forget about David Cook, Lance Anthony here. These guys are doing the same thing the other two are doing. But unfortunately, when it gets down to this time of the race, the only thing that really does matter is the top 3. As we are now down to 2 laps to go. Now, once it gets down to the final turn, Hal, they've been respectful all race, but final turn, final lap, how is this going to end up between Rick and Edson? Here we go. We're about to find out tonight, folks. Going down to the turn number 1, they're both going to take the high side, but it looks like Edson's going to try a little bit higher. Not going to be able to get a good run this time, and now we're going to go ahead and do the dodge and weave here down the back straightaway. Here comes David Cook Jr. Where did this guy come from? He came out of a freaking rocket ship. He's going to take the lead. Oh, they're all wrecking. David Cook up into the wall. Edson up into the wall. Lance Anthony. He is going to come out victorious here this evening. William Rucker going to grab P2. And Raphael is going to go ahead and complete the top 3 here this evening. But what a finish, a wild one at that. Did not see that one coming at all. Wow. So Lance is going to go ahead and park it right here. Get ready to do a burnout here. Burn it up here this evening. All right, folks. Well, we will go ahead. Step away. See if we can find our top 3, get them up here in the broadcast booth. Do not go anywhere, folks. Wow, we got a lot to talk about. We will be right back. All right, folks, welcome back here to Extreme Racing TV. We have found the second and first place finishers here this evening. So let's go ahead and start with that number 77 machine of William Rucker. Getting him up into the broadcast booth. Well, William, luck wasn't on your side here tonight, but it still was because you found yourself here finishing P2 here tonight. Go ahead and talk about your race here tonight at Pocono.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely was a bit of a roller coaster ride. Had a decent qualifying attempt, started up towards the front, first couple rows. Was just kind of riding easy at the start of the race, just trying to kind of feel out the car because I know this racetrack's called the Tricky Triangle for a reason. So just kind of trying to figure out what my car was going to need to make it over a long run, and then also do a little bit of fuel save and kind of just see what strategy was going to play out. And then of course we had a slew of cautions, so kind of took some different altering strategies and ultimately lost track position, and then unfortunately found out the hard way that dirty air is incredibly difficult at this track for these cars, but was able to kind of weather the storm, so to speak, keep the car clean, and then kind of gradually worked our way through the rest of the field and made our way up to the top five with that last 10 laps to go or so, and put us in a position to have a shot at it. And then everything kind of broke loose there in the last turn, and we were able to come through and pick up the pieces and get a good team finish there.
Yeah, you talk about everything broke loose there on the last lap, and it definitely did. We had somebody come out of a rocket ship out of nowhere, pretty much, uh, and it's one of those situations. It's the last lap. You're gonna do what you got to do. Go ahead and try to grab the victory here. But yeah, it was kind of a product of not only the track but also this car. I think to where it in kind of invited you to do that type of thing when it was time to do that. Because we saw it throughout the whole race, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You could be sitting back P3 and you could take up 2, 3 spots in one turn, just with the draft that you get down the front and back straightaway. Was that something that you were testing out throughout the race, or is that, were you just trying to lay back, trying to keep your car clean through the whole race?
Definitely, first and foremost, was keeping the car clean so you could be there at the end. But yeah, I was trying to get a feel for how the runs were going to be, and they were huge, like you said, down those long straightaways. You just get such a big run in the draft, and then you kind of got to take it, or else your car doesn't seem to handle right through the turns. And then I kind of found out that my car was just it seemed to build tight, and no matter how I tried to adjust on the chassis, it never really freed up to my liking the way I would have wanted. So really, it was just kind of keep the car clean and also kind of maintain and see if I could figure out something to maybe do at the end. But really, I had kind of settled on wanting to get at least a top five, and walking away with that, I would have been good because I kind of knew that it'd be hard for me to make a move with how my car was handling.
Well, I mean, you did better than that. You got yourself a top two here. Uh, So, I mean, the only thing that would have been better than finishing second was finishing P1, but still good points night for you. And looking forward here. We're off next Thursday, I do believe. Uh, we don't race again until the 24th, and that would be over at the Indy Road Course. So
Mhm.
go ahead and talk about what you're looking forward to going to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, hitting the virtual road course here coming up here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Indy Road Course, it's definitely challenging in its own right. It's got its own set of challenges with that infield layout that it's got some sharp turns, but it's also got some sweeping turns. And then you also do have a little bit of a straightaway to where you can kind of build a run and make something of your car. I think that'll be another one where you'll see some guys trying to stay on top of things, both with the chassis and then also with the tires. That's one of my favorite road courses, actually. So I'm pretty much looking forward to it pretty well. Uh, I feel pretty confident that we should have a pretty good, maybe top five effort or something from there. So definitely looking forward to that. And then also working on cooking up a little something special for our quote unquote month of May paint scheme. So we should have a pretty special looking car to bring with us. I'm pretty excited for that. And all in all, it should be a pretty good way for us to continue some momentum forward, especially as we lead into the Indy 500 a few weeks after that.
All right. Well, definitely looking forward to what you have in store here in 2 weeks, William. But before we go ahead and let you go and celebrate your second place finish here tonight at the Tricky Triangle, any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give before we go ahead and let you go and celebrate here tonight?
Yeah, of course. First and foremost, a huge thank you to you and Extreme Racing TV. Appreciate you guys coming on board and broadcasting our races on YouTube. Really appreciate the job that you guys do and the product you guys put out for us. So appreciate that. And also want to appreciate Unity Soul Radio for coming on board and sponsoring this race for us tonight. Really do appreciate their help coming on board and check them out on Spotify, I believe. But also want to give a huge shout out to Lance, of course, getting the dub. Uh, a good night for him, good night for the team. And also want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Magnolia Laser, Crown Athletics, B Smith Maintenance LLC, and Sabina Guitars and Finer Things. I appreciate their support coming on board and helping us out.
All right, William. Well, you go ahead and celebrate your second place finish here tonight at Pocono. Definitely looking forward to what you have in store for them coming up here in 2 weeks. But until then, enjoy this one. You got an extra week to go ahead and celebrate. Looking forward to seeing what you got back out there on the track here coming up on the 24th. Until then, enjoy this one.
Thanks, Dennis. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right, same here. All right, and that will take us to our race winner here this evening. That would be that number 52 machine of Lance Anthony. Get him up here in the broadcast booth. Well, Lance, it was exciting and it was interesting to say the least. There was a mixed bag of emotions here tonight at Pocono. Go ahead and talk about, the race as a whole here tonight at the Tricky Triangle.
As a whole, the driving standards were pretty poor, especially at the beginning of the race. That was awful. No one could get in a rhythm. I got wiped out. Was actually in dead last at one point after 6 laps. So some of that is going to have to be addressed, I think, going forward. But after, I don't know, halfway or so, everybody kind of got in a rhythm, and honestly, the track cooled way down with the cloud cover, and I think that made the race a lot better. But overall, not our greatest performance, I think, as a whole.
Yeah, I think you allude to, didn't start out too good, and I think that a lot of that had to do with the product of not only the track but the car itself. You get those massive runs down the straightaway, front and back straightaway, and we caught it a few times, especially with Santos and Raven there. They were going back and forth pretty much every single lap through the majority of the race. They like whoever led the lap, they would end up leading the lap once they crossed the start finish line again, because the other guy would get the run down the front straightaway, but lose it down the back straightaway going down into turn 2. So I think it was a little bit of mixture of just not having enough patience, being like you alluded to, trying to rush it all, thinking that you're gonna go ahead and make the pass and you're gonna go ahead and keep it, and you're gonna go ahead and do everything possible to go ahead and prevent the other guy from getting back around you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think part of the problem too is like the dirty air is so bad in this car that like you can have a run on a straightaway, but if you can't make the pass, then you kind of got to check up in the corner and try to find some clean air. And then if you do get a run, you don't suck up quite enough until it's like almost at the end of the straightaway. So you're forced to either back out of it or try to make a late risky move. And I think some guys got to figure out what they can and cannot get away with.
Yeah, and you also got that dreaded iRacing netcode. I think there was at least 2 that we caught live that were netcode, which that's just a product of what we do here. Something that usually we're aware of it, but when you're sitting in the cockpit, you don't know how close you are to the next guy beside you.
Right.
And
right.
I mean, I've seen it to where you could fit 2 cars in between somebody and it still say, "Oh yeah, you made contact with that other car." So, yeah, still, all in all, it was still an exciting race here tonight at Pocono, even though it didn't go the way, you know, you would want it to go as far as showing your product out here for the league. It still was very, very exciting, especially that last lap. Go ahead and talk about that, Lance.
Uh, yeah. So that whole 12 lap shootout or whatever, the four of us were going at it pretty hot and heavy there. I was trying to set myself up to where I could maybe make a run, but I think David got around me with 2 or 3 to go, and if you have 2 cars in front of you, you can always kind of find some clean air to make a corner work. 3 is a little bit trickier, especially when we were 3 wide there a few times. Being stuck behind somebody is basically a death sentence in this car. But so honestly, I was just trying to keep myself in a position where maybe if somebody made a mistake or something, maybe I could capitalize and get on the podium. Um, Once we got through 1 and 2, I was pretty much just gonna crank a bunch of weight jacker in it and hope it stuck and try to make a move. But I looked up from looking at my steering wheel to see what number my weight jacker was on, and there was just pure chaos. And luckily, I picked a line, held the wheel straight, and didn't hit anything. Um, I mean, don't get me wrong, it feels great to win, especially after the start of this season that I've had. It's been a rough one, but this one feels a little bit undeserved, if I'm honest. But I had a win possibly taken away last week, so it all comes back around. So we'll gladly take it.
Yeah, you definitely take them when you can get them, no matter
Yes, they're hard, they're
what the
hard to
price
come by.
is. Yes, yes, they are. And looking forward. We got an off week next week, so 2 weeks from now, we go head to the virtual Indy road course. Go ahead and talk about kind of what you're looking forward to going to the second road course of the season here for the third season of the Crown of Lakes Racing Tour.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, mostly just to get like our quote unquote month of May started. I think next week we're actually going to have like an Indy Open test um, as a recruitment for our Indy 500 that's coming up. But yeah, the road course is fun. I mean, I don't typically have the most speed here. I think Rick will be really strong again. Um, I mean, it just depends on who shows up. David is really quick on road courses too, so I mean, my goal is probably a top 5 or a podium if I can squeak one out. But the road courses, it's kind of just about managing your mistakes and trying to have some pace. And with the tire strategy, who really knows? So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, we can't wait to see what not only you but also the rest of the guys in the league have in store for us coming up here in 2 weeks. But until then, Lance, you got a victory to celebrate here at the Tricky Triangle, and it lived up to its name here tonight. It definitely was tricky.
It sure was.
But before we go ahead and let you go and celebrate your victory here tonight, Lance, any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give before you go ahead and celebrate here tonight at Pocono?
First, I want to shout out you for broadcasting this each and every week. You do an excellent job, and I can't wait to watch this one later on tomorrow. But shout out to sponsors: LA Designs, Crown Athletics, Magnolia Laser, B Smith Maintenance, all them guys allow us to do what we do and support us. And shout out to my CRT Pulse teammate Willie, who finished second. We kind of worked together the whole race, and it worked out. So couldn't ask for better teammates.
Yeah, especially 1-2 finish here tonight. I can't get better than that, Lance. So you
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead, celebrate your victory, and celebrate with your teammate here tonight. 1-2 finish.
Absolutely.
Wept it here
Absolutely.
tonight at Pocono. But go ahead and celebrate, and can't wait to see what you have in store for us here coming up in 2 weeks. Until then, enjoy this victory, Lance, even though, like you said, you didn't feel like you deserved it. It was earned because you avoided all the chaos at the end there. So you
Well,
go ahead and enjoy this victory, and we'll see you here in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. All right, folks. There we go. That will conclude the interviews here this evening, and let's go ahead get them down to the results here this evening. As Lance Anthony grabbing the victory here tonight. Congrats once again goes to Lance on pulling out the victory there on the chaotic last lap here. That definitely was wild. And then finishing in that second spot, William Rucker in that 77 machine. In third, couldn't get an interview with him this evening, but that 65 of Raphael, I do believe that's how you say it, finishing third. Rick Raven finishing fourth in that one machine. Edson Santos finishing fifth in the 20 machine. In sixth, we got Mathis in that 99 finishing sixth. I'm not going to even screw up the rest of his name. In seventh, we got the 28 of Andrew Fay. In eighth, the 916 of Aaron Hobart. In ninth, the 118 of Billy Smith. And rounding out your top 10, the 71 there of David Cook Jr. Finishing 11th, the 034 of Bobby Bowers. And 12th, the 43 of Clave Carter. And 13th, the 24 of Andy Frazier. 14th, the 34 of Daniel Guerra. I know I said it right at the beginning of the broadcast. I don't know. And 15th, the 3 of Brian Edwards. 16th, the 07 of Joshua Osborne. 17th, the 2 of Kalex Wetzel. And 18th, the 76 of Brad Adams. 19th, the 14 of William Swedson. And then rounding out the field in 20th, David Cook Sr. No, actually, he finished 20th. Rounding out the field, we got the 38 finishing 21st here tonight. RC Grove finishing 21st. Well, folks, that was an exciting race. Entertaining. What a finish. I couldn't ask. Definitely got me on my toes there at the end of the race. Definitely looking forward to seeing what these guys have in store for us coming up here in 2 weeks at the virtual Indy Road Course. But until then, this is Dennis Ansman up here in the broadcast booth for Extreme Racing TV, signing off for tonight. Take care of yourselves and each other, and make sure you tune in on April 24th. We're here on Extreme Racing TV as these guys tackle the road course over at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves and each other. And see you back here on the 24th. Good night.